Here we go, the moment that sets the tone. Shannon Elliot is being brought before the judge to plead no contest to a charge that could lock her away for life. No jury, no debate, just a quiet courtroom where every word could change her future. Watch how calm it all seems, almost too calm for what's about to unfold.
Child abuse and a felony, and count 5, which is the same. Both will carry 20 years running concurrent to one another. She'll have jail credit from March 4th to today's date.
All right. Ms. Elliott, if you'll raise your right hand, let's place you under oath. State your full name for the record.
Shannon Lee Elliot.
You can put your hand down now. Ms. Elliott, you're here today charged with a number of very serious crimes, including felony murder, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated child abuse for involving torture. It has been indicated that you have agreed to enter a plea of no contest, but have you seen or been shown a copy of the...
Notice the judge's steady rhythm here, he's walking her through every constitutional right she's about to surrender. It might sound routine, but this is one of the most serious exchanges in law. By saying a no contest, she's not technically admitting guilt, but legally. The result is the same, a conviction without a fight.
Charges against you and talked it over with your lawyer, and you and Mr. Vaughn discussed the range of punishment you're facing as well as any possible defenses you might have.
Yes, sir.
While it's indicated that you want to enter this plea of no contest or nolo contendere, that simply means you understand what the state's evidence is going to be. You're not going to admit you did anything wrong, but you're not going to deny it or contest it. And the state will then tell me what their evidence would be if this case went to trial, and I'll use that factual basis to find you guilty of these charges according to this agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand, however, that you have a right to plead not guilty to all charges and to have a speedy and public trial by jury? Do you understand that if you went to trial, you would have the right to have a lawyer and to have one appointed, as I've done with a public defender?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you went to trial, you and your lawyer could confront that you would be presumed to be innocent until such time, if ever, the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt to the satisfaction of all 12 jurors, and their verdict will have to be unanimous before you could be convicted of anything? Do you understand that if you went to trial, you and your lawyer could confront and cross-examine every witness the state called to testify against you, and you could bring in your own witnesses by the use of a subpoena?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you would be presumed to be innocent. At trial, you would not have to testify or prove anything, and no inference of guilt would arise because you did not testify at your own trial. Do you understand that if you went to trial and you were found guilty of a crime, you could appeal the conviction and the sentence imposed to the Court of Criminal Appeals and have a lawyer appointed to help you with that appeal?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that by entering this plea of no contest, you're waiving your right to a trial and to an appeal? And all I'm going to do is approve what your lawyer has worked out, which, as was pointed out, means that you will be sentenced on first-degree murder to life in prison with the possibility of parole, and then you will also have 20-year sentences on these other 2 cases as well. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand everything I've explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to plead no contest according to this agreement and give up your right to a trial and to an appeal?
Yes, sir.
Is your decision to plead no contest today voluntary?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this against your will? You understand that I have to have facts presented to me to be able to enter this plea and find you guilty of these charges.
Yes.
And I want you to have a seat at the table and listen as the state tells me what their evidence would be if this case went to trial. General Willoughby?
Yes, Your Honor, it'll be both myself and General.
And there it is. In less than 3 minutes, a life sentence is essentially sealed. No tears, no outburst, just a quiet yes, sir. It's eerie how matter-of-fact this moment is, considering the charge is felony murder. Sometimes the calmest moments in court are the most haunting.
You. If case number 19559 were to proceed to trial, the state would expect to prove the following facts. Around 4:30 on Sunday, July 23rd, law enforcement and medical personnel were dispatched to 1065 Poplar Ridge Road, Chapmansboro, Tennessee, for a non-responsive 5-year-old child. When Cheatham County Sheriff's deputies arrived, they found Turner Simpkins laying on his back outside of the residence on a side deck. Also present were Austin Simpkins, Turner's biological father and legal custodian, and Miss Shannon Elliot, his live-in girlfriend, who was also pregnant with his child. Turner's stomach was distended and dark purple. His face was covered in bruises, scabs. His hands, legs, and arms were also covered with lacerations. and extensive bruising. There were bite marks on his hand. Turner Simpkins was not breathing, and his body was limp and lifeless. EMS personnel removed Turner from the deck to the back of an ambulance and removed his clothes. EMS personnel made observations that Turner was cold to the touch and measured 86 degrees body temperature. They observed Turner had bled out internally with large quantities of blood pooling in his testicles. EMS personnel were not able to revive Turner.
Now the tone shifts, the prosecution begins laying out the horrific timeline. This isn't storytelling, this is evidence. Every word, every timestamp paints a clearer picture of what happened to 5-year-old Turner. And if you're feeling uneasy right now, that's exactly how the jury would feel hearing this.
And no pulse could be established. Turner Simpkins was declared dead at 4:42 p.m. His body was transferred to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. The TBI conducted and assumed the investigation under Special Agent Kendall Henderson. Shannon Elliot was later interviewed by law enforcement. She told investigators Austin had been out of town all weekend. Shannon Elliot informed law enforcement that she picked up Turner on Saturday, July 22nd, from her mother's house in Springfield, Tennessee. On the way home, they stopped at Sonic to get drinks and closer to home. Turner opened the back door of the Chevy Tahoe driven by Shannon, and he fell out of the car. She explained that Turner unbuckled the car seat, opened the vehicle's back door, and Turner exited the vehicle while it was traveling 25 miles an hour with his car seat. She stated that Turner was not hurt during the event and verbally told her he was okay. The only injuries she noted were 2 scratches on his back and a bruise on his forehead. The defendant did not seek any medical attention for the child and only provided him with Tylenol. It is noted that when law enforcement took the Tahoe as evidence, the child lock on the rear driver's side was on. The car seat was in the vehicle, not scratched or damaged in any way. And there was a Sonic cup in the car seat with liquid still remaining. She further stated Austin Simpkins arrived home later that evening and went to bed. He left the residence in the morning of Sunday, July 23rd, 2023, giving Turner a fist bump before leaving for the day. Ms. Elliott told investigators that Turner got up at 10 o'clock, his normal time, and ate. She said they both had a stomach bug and were throwing up. The defendant told law enforcement Turner was alive and well at 3:45 to 3:50 in the afternoon. This would have been less than an hour before EMS and law enforcement arrived. When asked about his injuries to Turner, she said the following: he got a black eye from falling at her work. The leg scratches were from him riding his bicycle. The hand scratches are from him picking at himself. And she said the bruises on his abdomen were not present Friday or Saturday. Ms. Elliott told investigators that she mainly took care of Turner and that Austin wasn't really around. She describes Turner as the sweetest little boy. When asked how she would punish Turner, the defendant said Turner doesn't get in trouble that often, and his punishment is generally standing in a corner. As the investigation progressed, the Tennessee Highway Patrol CERT team, as well as members of the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, attempted to do a reenactment of the set of events that Miss Elliott claimed caused his death. They got a body dummy similar in size to him. The company that manufactured the car seat was gracious enough to give, I believe, 2 brand new car seats for this test. And after that test was concluded, it was determined that Miss Elliott's version of events could not be true. Also, during the course of the investigation, law enforcement learned that the defendant was employed at an automotive repair shop and that she often took her own 5-year-old son and the victim, Turner Simpkins, to work with her. The TBI was able to retrieve surveillance video from outside of the employment May 2nd, 2023 through July 19th, 2023. That's a 79-day time period. Multiple special agents and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation watched every moment of the videos retrieved. The videos revealed that over the course of those dates, when Shannon Elliot was at work with Turner Simpkins, she repeatedly physically abused Turner Simpkins. She did this.
This is where the case moves from speculation to certainty. 79 days of surveillance, thousands of hours watched frame by frame. It's the kind of evidence that leaves no room for excuses. When video shows the truth, the courtroom gets very quiet because everyone knows there's no coming back from that.
Often with her own child nearby. There's no documented evidence of violence toward her own child. All of the systematic physical abuse on video is directed only at Turner Simpkins. The TBI agents documented every time the defendant struck, hit, punched, slapped, kicked, bit, strangled, or threw Turner Simpkins on video. They also documented the time Turner Simpkins spent in a very small bathroom attached to the office without the lights on, sometimes for hours at a time. General Sagi will now take the rest of the facts. She will start with a very small sample of what these videos show, but it's important to note this is only a couple of days and a couple moments. It's nowhere near the entire 79-day time frame.
Your Honor, of the 79-day time period that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation watched these videos, they spent 1,896 hours going through those videos. 43 days on the videos show Shannon and Turner. I'm going to read 3 different days of the documented abuse as cataloged by the TBI from watching the actual surveillance videos. On May the 3rd at 1 o'clock, Shannon and Turner remain on the couch. At 1:07:31, Shannon can be seen talking to Turner, and then she throws her phone at him. She drapes his blanket over him